Say hi, camera.
A poot.
Hello, Fit friends. Welcome to my channel. I'm really glad that you're here. I am going to try out a whole vlogging series, and the series is going to be about prepping for a bikini competition. So the reason why I'm starting that series is because I'm going to be starting actually yesterday a 12-week, 13-week prep leading into a couple of shows I have lined up beginning August and kind of hopefully through November timeframe of this year. And so I wanted to kind of just bring you guys along for the ride and kind of show you guys what that kind of looks like, and hopefully try to, I guess, kind of normalize the whole idea of what prep really is. I'm from the Midwest, and so anybody that kind of hears about a bikini competition or any bodybuilding competition immediately thinks of the Arnold that's always hosted here every spring. And I feel like it kind of conjures up some images of, people, being terribly restrictive and eating only chicken and rice, and, they spend all day in the gym and, just have a very crazy sort of abnormal lifestyle. And so my hope really would be to show anybody that's just kind of curious what all is involved, show you guys like really what that's like, and particularly really what that's like for someone like me. I'm a mom of twins. They are 2.5 years old and they are nuts. And, so I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I stay at home with those kiddos right now. And so, I have a lot of responsibility throughout the day, and then I have to fit in my training, and then obviously, making sure that I'm eating well and things like that. And so life can kind of get a little bit crazy, and it seems like, fitness is something that's kind of hard to fit in to people's schedules. And yeah, I guess kind of show you guys what a day in the life of being me looks like. So if you're interested, stick along for the ride. But first, let me just do a little bit of, introduction of who I am. So my background is in physical therapy, particularly in orthopedics. So I practiced in an outpatient orthopedic setting for about 6-7 years, all totaled, and before I had my twins. So that's kind of my area of expertise is essentially rehab and getting people better. But when I had my twins, I decided to stay home with them, and that's kind of been my primary job right now. And then I've also since then started an online coaching business for both people that just want to get healthy and eat right and learn to eat right, and have programming and things like that, but then also for anybody that's also interested in competitions as well. I decided I wanted to start doing competitions. I always get asked this question, and I guess what it comes down to why I started doing competitions is because I wanted something to challenge me. I've always been interested in trying to kind of push myself and see what I could do physically. I think as I've grown into adulthood, I have developed more of a sense of really wanting to push myself and see what I'm capable of doing. I've always been interested in weight training. I did a lot of just sort of self-guided weight training when I was in college, and really enjoyed that. And I think a boyfriend I was dating at the time had mentioned like, oh, you should try a competition. And the thought of that just made me feel a little nauseous. Like the idea of getting onto a stage, having anybody look at my body in a bikini and scrutinize it, and wearing the tan, it all seemed very weird to me. And so again, that's kind of why I'm doing this video, because I want to try to take away the weird. That's not to say that it's not, it's weird. Nobody's walking around in spray tan all day long and makeup and earrings and a flashy bikini. That's not me. I don't walk around like that all day long by any stretch. This is fancy for me today. After I had the kiddos, I guess I felt like I was, at home with them. My life really focused and revolved around them, and I didn't really have anything for me anymore. And I have always, like I said, wanted to learn more about healthy eating and weight training and programming and things like that. And so what better way to kind of learn than to just throw myself into this, crazy world of competitions. in November of 2015 is when I first started prepping for my first show. And we did a very long prep, 20 plus weeks really of prep, because my first show was then in April of 2016. And so I prepped for quite a while, learned how to track my macros, learned about what this whole flexible dieting thing was all about. And then I ended up doing my very first show in April, which was here up in Cleveland, and it was an NPC show, and I actually won my class, which I was just totally blown away about. I really went in with absolutely no expectations. Obviously, everybody goes in wanting to do well and hoping that they do, but I had no frame of reference as far as how do I look compared to other people? Am I doing this right? I don't know. So I really tried to kind of keep everything in check and just say, like, I'm just gonna go and see how I do. And I always told people, like, I might do one show and hate it and then never do another one again. So I really tried to keep any expectations like to a minimum and just try to see what happens. So I was just absolutely thrilled and kind of completely blown away that I actually won my class. It was a huge show. There were probably, I don't know, 15 plus some people actually in my class, which is huge. So because I had won my class, I had qualified for nationals, which was amazing. So I'd kind of set my sights then on that afterwards, and then I had done 2 more shows in a different federation called the WNBF, and those shows were out in Wisconsin. One of them was the Ford show in Madison, another one was in Kohler, Wisconsin. So I actually had won both of those shows, won my class, and that was really, really exciting. In the Kohler show, it was a little disappointing just because they had sort of changed, the federation had kind of changed the rules a little bit, and we didn't find that out until I had gotten there. But you needed so many people to be participating in order to win your pro card, and we were just shy one person. So technically, like, I won the overall, I won the show, but because there weren't enough people in that particular division, I didn't get the pro card. So that's always kind of like left a real fire in me, and so that's one of my big goals for this upcoming season, is to try to win my pro card. So after I got done with that Kohler show, then I decided to do Junior Nationals in Chicago in 2016, like I said. And again, I had no expectations. I didn't really know what to think or what that show would be like, but I think because I had won so many of my previous shows, I probably went in thinking I was going to do better than I actually did, which is no big deal. I mean, every experience that you have, good or bad, you can take away something and learn from it. So I ended up getting like last of the last call outs. Like, it was like the pity call out. Like, why don't you just go ahead and come forward and we'll pretend like we're looking at you and then get off stage. So that's what that was. So that kind of left me a little sour, like anybody. I mean, you go to these things wanting to compete, like you put in a lot of time and effort, and you're also like starving by that point. So I'm sure my mood wasn't really like stellar. But, you know, obviously, like, looking back at it, like, it's fine. It was a great experience, but I think I also had determined at that point too, like, I don't want that to be my one and only national show experience. So after I had done Junior Nationals, then I took a very short kind of off season, if you will, reverse dieted a little bit out of that show, kind of went into a little bit of a summer vacation, but always had in my mind that there was a fall season that I wanted to do. And a lot of the feedback I was getting on stage from judges was just that I came in too hard, or basically looked very muscular for the bikini division. So it was suggested to me by my coach that I should try the figure division in the natural federations. So there was a show coming up it was in November of 2016 that I decided to try out figure. So that was really cool. It was a new experience. The posing's different, and so I had to learn some new posing. And my coach and I traveled out to New York and, Boston. And had competed there, and I ended up getting 4th in figure, and this was a very tough show. There was a much larger show in the WNBF than I had been accustomed to, so that was very cool. So the competition was very steep, and so I had gotten 4th, which was really, really cool, and then I was done. So, at that point I had competed, 2 seasons in a row, had a very small off season. I think I was just kind of mentally and physically ready for a break. So I took a nice long off season. We were reverse dieted. I've got to a point where I actually didn't want to eat anymore. So eating a lot of food, putting on a lot of good weight, putting on some muscle, obviously increasing my body fat, things like that. So now I'm in a really good place mentally, very excited about starting this next competition prep, because I've been able to be very successful in my off season, both with my lifting and my eating, and I feel like I'm just really set up for success. So my goals here for this season are, 1, I want to earn my pro card in the Natural Federation, and I think I'm going to go for that in figure, because it, after thinking about it and really looking back, my body is more suited for figure in the natural federations. So I'm fortunate that I'm able to put on, responding well and able to put on muscle well, and so I think that would be a really good goal for that. I might still try bikini in that division, but we'll have to wait and see. So then after that, my next goal is to re-qualify again in the NPC division. So because it's been over a year since I last qualified, I have to qualify again, which means that I have to do another regional show. And this looks like it'll be, first one will be in August in Kentucky. So I'm gonna try that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm able to place well enough to get me a national qualification. And if that's the case, then my goal is to then, there's a national show in Pittsburgh, and then another national show in Miami, Florida in November. And then there's also one in Vegas in September, and I'm still trying to talk my husband into letting me do that one. So we'll see. That's sort of a tentative outline of the schedule of things that I would like to do. Do you hear that? Those are my kiddos upstairs. They've been napping this whole time, and now they're ready to get up. So it's probably about time for me to wrap this video up. But anyway, that's kind of an outline or sort of a schedule for you guys to kind of get in your head as far as what I'm thinking. But to kind of wrap this up, this is my goal, is to just allow you guys a glimpse into the world of what it's like to be a mom of twins and a wife, and have a life, and then try to fit in prep into that life, and what that looks like. So if you're at all interested in seeing this journey and kind of helping cheer me along to hopefully a pro card and the national stage, I would love for you to hit subscribe so you can check out the future videos. I'm hoping to do one once a week, kind of coordinating with when I check in with my coach and things like that. And so hopefully I'll be able to kind of give you guys sort of a week by week breakdown of how things are going for me. Some weeks might be great, some weeks might get a little rough, particularly as we get closer to show day. But yeah, if you're interested in that, hit subscribe. Please make some comments below, and let me know what you'd be interested in hearing about, whether it's my diet or my training, or how in the world I fit this in with kiddos, or just anything kind of in general related to fitness, or being a mom and kind of working fitness into your lifestyle, or anything else. So I will also let you know right now kind of where I'm at, so you can kind of keep tracking my progress. So I'll put up hopefully a picture somewhere here or here, I don't know, of where I'm at currently right now. So weight wise, I'm at 124, 125, and body fat we just tested last weekend was 16.8% body fat, and I am 5'4". So those are sort of my stats, and obviously we'll kind of keep checking in on that each week. But thanks so much for listening. Thanks for checking us out. I really appreciate it. And please follow me along and let me know what you guys want to hear. And I'm really looking forward to doing this series. So stick with me, and hopefully I'll catch you guys again next time. Kiss. Bye. Nice job, bud. Can you give mommy a kiss? Mwah.